Hi friends, Tiffany here. Welcome to my quilting life. All right, you guessed it. Month 10, block 10 of the 4-Star Generals Revisited Sew Along. This is a Kindred Spirits Yellow Creek Quilt Designs pattern, and this is block 10 for month 10. We're getting close here. This is a sew along that I'm doing with my friend T over at T Quilts here on YouTube, but there's no more spots available for that. But if you happen to come across this pattern on the internet, these videos will be here for you to follow along. So without further ado, let's get to block 10. Okay, for month 10, we have our pieces cut out. Again, my black color is the background color, but we are going to make this block right here be for background for me, and it's light for you. We're going to go ahead and this is our light fabric. Okay, those pieces are cut. This is my main, and this is my accent 1, and this is my accent 2. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take right now my background color and my main fabric over to the sewing machine from each and every single one of these piles, and we're going to create some flying geese units. All right, here we are at the sewing machine, and I took 4 squares out of each one of my piles from all 4 blocks that we're going to make. That makes 1 block. So I have 4 out of them, and the rest should go with the rest of this, which would be 8. So we are going to take our background, which for you is light, and our main fabric cuts, and we're going to put 1 of these on each side. So I'm going to go ahead and add to this side like this on all of them, and then I'm going to press them and repeat with the opposite side. So while I'm sewing all of these pieces, I'm going to go ahead and put you in fast forward, because this is pretty quick and easy with these ones this month. Okay, so now that I've sewn on one side and I trimmed away my 1/4 inch seam allowance, now it's time to sew the other side. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to press these back. They're little, so they press back really easily. I made myself a 1/4 inch seam on the back side. I'm just going to finger press these back just like this. And then I'm going to add my piece now to the other side. So I'm going to go right here to the opposite side, and I'm going to sew from corner to the corner up here, crossing over to create a flying geese unit. So I'm just going to go ahead from this corner up to this corner up here on all of my pieces. So you can either sew from this corner up here down or the bottom corner down. It doesn't really matter because it's doing the same thing. So I'm going to go ahead and put you in fast forward again while I sew all of these. Now all I need to do is iron them back. So I'm just going to finger push these back, set the iron on it, finger push it back, set the iron on it, over and over until all of these are nice and flat. And you can see that the flying geese unit is equal. I have a 1/4 inch seam available between the point and there, and that's what we're looking for. Okay, so now that those are sewn and pressed, we're just going to put them back in the pile that their other color is in. So you can see the main fabric is in each of these piles. And now we're going to take those 4 pieces that we separated, and we're going to take the 4 of our background, black for me or light for you, and we're going to sew one of these to each one of these. So I'm going to go ahead and grab all of my piles, and we're going to go over to the sewing machine and snowball the edge of each of these. Okay, so to snowball the edge of each of these, we're going to just move these into the throat space for now. I'm going to take one of my background, or black for me, light for you, and I'm going to take one of my squares and I'm going to place it in a corner. And then I'm going to sew from corner to corner right here, just like we did with the flying geese. And I am going to attach one to each of these. And I know my fabric seems directional, but I really don't care how it lands in my blocks. If you have directional fabric, you can lay it on there in the direction that you would like it to end up. I, on the other hand, could care less. It's supposed to be fun, and I don't care which way the fabric faces. So I'm going to go ahead and put you in fast forward while I sew a square onto the edge of every square. Once these are finished, we'll put them in the piles that we initially had them. And now we're going to take this accent color, number 2, and our flying geese units, and we're going to attach these like this. So we're going to attach the unit to the point side of here. So we're going to go over to the sewing machine and do every single one of these from every single pile. We're going to go ahead and attach these. Here we are at the machine. Again, we're going to take one of these, and we're going to attach it to the flying geese point side. So the side that the point is on, and we're going to use a careful 1/4 inch seam to add these on here. And I'm just going to go ahead and sew every single one of them on one end, so that when I open it up with my 1/4 inch seam, you'll see that it looks like that. I'm just going to line them up and sew them through. And if you sewed with a careful 1/4 inch seam, your point should not be crossed over. All right, now that I'm done pressing, we're going to go ahead and put these with their corresponding colors. So you can see the stripes were with those. These were with the diamondy looking things, and so on and so forth, or gems, or whatever you want to call it. Now we're going to lay our blocks out. And remember, this piece is our sashing, so we're just going to stick that aside because this block has sashing within the block because it's 4 blocks that create one. So we're going to take our accent 1 square, and then we're going to take all of these right here and face them in towards it, kind of like a shoe fly. Then we're going to take these guys and we're going to put our accent 2, accent 2 facing in, just like this. And look at how quick that is. This was a quick and easy block to do. This one was less confusing than any of the other blocks. So I'm going to go ahead and slide that out of the way, keeping it all together over by my sewing machine. And we're just, oops, sorry about that. I didn't mean to do that. I'm working in close quarters here. Again, we're just going to lay these out around it, just like this. Okay, and then always put your snowballed edge in towards the middle, creating that right there. So we're just going to slide that one out of the way. We're going to lay these 2 out as well. Again, my accent number 2 faces inwards towards accent number 1, which is your center. And then your main fabric is on all of these points. Those face inward, and your flying geese face inward. Just like that. One more to lay out. So again, that's the center. You could either create the shoe fly part first by sticking these around, which would be a shoe fly block. And then you stick these around like this. If these were just dashed, it would be like a churn dash block, but it's not. All right, so let's go to the machine and sew up 1 block so I could show you how it works, and then the rest I will put together on my own without being on camera. Okay, so laying next to the machine, I have my first block. We are going to chain piece this together. So I'm going to take these 2 outer ones and put them right sides together. I'm not going to flip or turn or move anything. They should be exactly the same size. And with a 1/4 inch seam, I'm going to slide them under and leave them. Then I'm going to take these next 2 pieces, put them right sides together. They're exactly the same size, you can see. Not flipping, turning, or moving anything. I'm going to slide it under at a 1/4 inch seam, just like that. Then I'm going to take the last 2. I'm going to put the right one over onto the left one, line them up, again, same exact size, and sew them on through. Break thread and come to the beginning. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to press to the left, to the right, and to the left, just like that. And now these are still in the same position that they're supposed to be in. So I'm just going to pick it up, right sides together, and put this one on the top. Slide it through. Then I'm going to grab this one, just not flipping or turning. I'm just putting it right on top. And this last one, again, just turning it in, right there, right sides together. Now that they are chain pieced together, so I'm going to finger press away from, towards the center, and away from. Just like that. Everything is still in order. Nothing got turned, flipped, or moved. Now I'm going to take this bottom and attach it to the middle. I'm going to be nesting my seams, and since I finger pressed, you can see they already lay super flat. We're just going to slide this on through. I'm going to hold that seam And then I'm going to hold the next seam and the end of it and slide it the rest of the way through. I'm going to go ahead and finger press this one away from the middle, just like this. And look at this one shifted. See, sometimes that happens. I am going to pluck that. Why? Because I don't like it. I don't like when that happens. So I'm just going to go ahead. And you could pin if you need to, but I don't really ever pin. So ripping it is just fine if I need to realign it. Sometimes that happens. And if it does, I'll flip it the opposite way. So it pushes that piece where I want it to land. Let's see now. It's not landing where I want it to. I'm just going to leave it now because 2 attempts and that's it. All right, now we're going to take this bottom one and right sides together. I'm going to go ahead and nest these seams. I'm going to hold it in place as if there was a pin there. Stop in the seam. Line the rest to the block. Nest those pieces. Let's see how this side did. And this side shifted too. Wow, my machine wants to shift this last one every time. I'm leaving it. I'm not going to mess with it. It's fine. From a galloping horse 20 feet away, you can't tell. All right, so I'm just pressing it away from, and then this one is almost flat and ready to be put together with the rest. So again, I'm just going to repeat the rest of these in fast forward. Okay, now for the last step. Just going to stick these opposites of each other, just like this. And we're going to add sashing between there and there. So let's grab the sashing strips. So we're going to be putting sashing between here and there. And then we're going to be putting a piece in there. So let's go ahead and do that. And there we have it. So my block is sewn. It's the size it needs to be. Oh yeah, look at that. Perfect. It's the size it needs to be. It looks amazing. I'm done. Anyways, so I hope you guys enjoyed making today's or this month's block. It's called Berkeley. It's done and I'm ready to move on to the next. And also need to cut away all that shedding of my fabric. But anyway, that's it. That's all I got for you. And I will see you for month 11 because this was month 10. Month 11 will be next month on the 21st. So enjoy. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up on your way out, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.